exciting in the game to see the boxing voice.
And this one for sure is fighting for the WBC Amateur World title. Also, if you have any questions, you should direct them towards these boxers who are amateurs, because these girls are awesome. And everybody here helps, Melissa helps create champions. This is your area world champion.
Hi.
I know, that wasn't a very good intro, I know, but what does this fight mean to you? Just going into it, because I saw the sparring, very intense. You look very focused. You look very poised. You look like a champion right now.
Yeah, I've been working hard. I've been really working on, holding my stance, keeping my hands at home, coming forward better. So I've been really trying to, increase my power and just make things more conclusive so I don't keep losing decisions.
Speaking of which, I looked on the internet and I tried to find your opponent, and BoxRec didn't even have it up this week. Has it changed?
Well, they've moved it to the 10th so far, and they're talking about doing it in Mexico City, but I don't have anything 100% conclusive, so I don't really know what's going on with that, but I hope it all comes through, and I'm training as if it was, so.
How do you mentally work through that when there's a lot of ifs?
Well, it's been kind of, I think, at least for me, since I don't have a steady promotional representation in the United States, fights have kind of always been that way for me. So, it's hard. Usually it doesn't get to be this late. I enjoy training, I enjoy boxing, so I always stay in shape. The hardest thing is to make sure my weight is on, so that's where it gets hard to, just pick up and fight wherever, because, I have to make sure that I'm on weight for fights. So I'd say that's the hardest part, when I don't get, real conclusive information. And working about, I work full time, so, giving my work notice, like, I'm going to be gone next week. Oh, wait, it's going to be 2 weeks later. That gets kind of hard, but they're supportive. They think it's fun to watch my fights and stuff, so.
I still think that's crazy. You're an architect. Most people, when they say they work full time, they're doing like a rigorous job. And not to say you're not doing a rigorous job, but you're also doing like something I'd figure someone with suspenders and a collared shirt or a very fancy dress. So it's a very stressful job, I would assume. So how is that balanced?
Yeah, it's stressful. But I do wear some nice dresses, just to let you know.
You do?
No.
I didn't recognize you.
No, yeah, I kind of like, to change it up. It's hard, I always kind of think it's crazy, people that do, work construction or something and come and train for boxing. That's got to be hard. At least I get to sit down for a little while, at my job. So, I don't know. It does get stressful because it's time intensive. So, finding time to make sure I get my training in and to make sure I get my work done, that's hard, but, it's life, I guess.
Yeah, and you were talking about getting the weight off. So I was talking to a nutritionist friend of mine because I'm trying to get ripped. That's my goal in life. I want to get ripped. I want no shirt nation.
You gotta exercise.
Hey, I do.
Okay.
I just eat differently.
Yeah.
But
Great. Well, you can put spices on it. People always feel like they have to boil chicken and vegetables. You don't have to do that. Spices have no calories. You can put spices on your food and make it taste good.
So my question was, what I learned through this whole process was, women, I guess, this is bro science, so it might be wrong, but you guys have more body fat, so it's harder to lose weight at a certain level? Is that true or no?
I think that's true. I think in general women have more body fat because I think in order to have babies, you have to have a certain amount of body fat. So I think that's the genetic reason for it, of what I've heard. I don't really know. But I think that's true in general. But, I think that women, I feel like people should fight within, a certain weight range. So, if it's really, really difficult for you to lose that body fat, maybe you should just fight a weight class higher. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to guys in what weight class we choose to fight in.
I guess that was so you've never felt weird in your weight class. You've always just felt like this is the weight I can make. I just have to diet and I'm good.
Well, when I first, as an amateur, I fought 106 pounds. So that was very light for me. I knew I couldn't do that and have a certain amount of muscle mass on myself. So I felt like I was just kind of a weaker fighter then. But to be honest, I couldn't really leverage my power anyway, so I'm not sure if it would have like really made any difference. A lot of it is mechanics. Power comes from your mechanics. So like, if you don't have the right mechanics, like even if you have huge muscles, it doesn't really change anything, you know? So I don't know if it would have helped me to fight a heavier weight class anyways. And the thing is, since I'm a short fighter, I have to come in close to people. And I just didn't really like have the skills to compete at like 112 pounds at the time. Like then I would fight like skinnier people that couldn't hit as hard. So I feel like as I've gotten better, 112 I think is the best weight for me. And now I feel like I can actually like put muscle on. I put muscle on easily. So I can actually like be at my normal muscle mass and still compete well because I can leverage things better now. And I have like, my mechanics have improved a lot, you know.
Last two questions because there's a line to talk to you, and I want to make it economic. Eddie Croft, one of the best coaches around. How has that relationship been for you, and how is it working into this camp? Just the coaching.
Eddie's always been a good trainer. Eddie and I are very similar people, so I think that in terms of, I think the key to getting a good trainer is you got to find someone that works with you and understands your motivation. When you get in a fight, like someone, if someone's just like yelling something that doesn't motivate you, it's not helpful. So that's the thing I like about Eddie. He's a very no nonsense, like no excuses kind of person, and so am I. So I feel like we work well together in terms of like motivation, and he's like a very tactical fighter, and I think that makes all the difference in a fight. Like, why are you throwing this punch? What are you going to throw after in order to make sure that like it's effective? That kind of thing. Like, he's very good at that.
Very last question. You're in your legacy run of your career. How do you think you will be defined when it's all said and done?
I think that I don't really know. I think that compared to most fighters, like I've really taken all the fights. I'm not a choosy fighter. I'll fight anybody. And I think that, I feel like my record's kind of mixed because of that, but I feel like people respect that still, and I think that's something that will kind of live forever. I don't know.
Okay. Did you want to do your social media?
Oh, my social media? I have Facebook. It's Mighty Melissa McMorrow, Brazilian-American boxer. I have a fan page. And I have Twitter at Mighty Melissa M.